South Africa have successfully negated whatever New York threw at them. They have come out of it with 3 wins out of 3 and traveled across to the Caribbean islands knowing that berth in the Super 8s is secured. On Maruti Suzuki Arena presents the ESPNcricinfo timeout. Powered by Dishtv Watcher, we have Morning Morkel for company as we build up to South Africa's last Group D game, where they take on Nepal in Kingstown at the Arnos Wales Stadium. Morning, thank you so much for your time. They'll be glad, especially the batters, that they move away from New York. And now that gives them a chance to tick that one box South Africa are waiting to tick, which is runs and time in the middle for the top order.
You're right. I think they were very happy to check out of the hotel and get that boarding pass to go to to Kingston. But it's also, I feel it's a sort of situation as a player where your mental sort of preparation and your mental toughness needs to be on cue. So you can use the excuse of wickets being sort of slow and tough to score on, but now moving to conditions where there will be also a bit of uncertainty how the surface is going to play. As a player, you can sometimes start overthinking the game, and I think for South Africa, luckily, they've got a lot of experience in that sort of batting lineup that can help them with their process and their preparation and say, okay, listen, it's a new venue, let's start building towards a Super 8. But I think it's a crucial period or crucial the couple of days of preparation for the Proteas team to keep on focusing on their processes. Their key message the entire tournament so far is that they were going to focus, take it game by game, not look too far ahead. But it's time now for that top order to find a bit of rhythm, find a bit of confidence. And it's basically the perfect team for them to play against now.
Yeah, St. Vincent too is a venue which is only hosting international cricket after more than a decade, so it's not like we can be certain of how things will play. But for the likes of De Kock and Reza Hendricks and Markram, even in the tough conditions in New York, perhaps the likes of Miller and Klaassen have shown a bit of a way of going about things with the recalibrated approach that worked for both of them.
Yeah, I think so far in the entire World Cup and all the surfaces, there's periods where you need to sort of, just take your time, give yourself an extra ball or two and just summer conditions. Almost like the conditions are constantly changing. After 2 or 3 overs, the ball is doing something differently. With the new ball, there's always been a bit of nip and movement around in New York. As we go now to the Caribbean, you can expect the wicket to go, become a little bit slower. And turn a little bit. So, all South Africa are going to go with that mindset that we're going to keep on attacking up front with that new ball. We saw in that last game, the intensity, the intent that Quinton de Kock showed in that last game. He was really taking on the new ball. And my guess is they would go with the same approach. Keep on looking to score with that new ball, continuously giving sort of feedback on the surface. So that middle order sort of guru giants, the powerhouse lineup of South Africa can plan, how they're going to finish the last 5 overs.
They have fielded unchanged 11s through those first 3 games in New York. Is there any scope of resting, say, an Anrich Nortje? And on the other side, would you want to see a game for someone like a Coetzee or a Shamsi before going into the Super 8s?
In a tournament, it's key to find windows or periods where you can give guys who's next in line an opportunity. And South Africa, they've got the luxury now that they've won 3 games, so it gives them a bit of breathing space. But for me, a guy like Nortje, he's just come back from injury. He's really starting to find a rhythm. His bowling high speed, his execution is spot on. So you want to keep that going, especially because he missed about a year of cricket. Marco Jansen is another guy for me that he needs to bowl. Our tall guys, nothing beats sort of game time. Finding game rhythm. So he's another guy for me that needs to play. The only guy that I potentially see can take a rest is KG Rabada. For me, he's a natural athlete. He's a guy that can take a couple of days off and just slot back into things, and he's a natural sort of athlete. So it is the opportunity to maybe look to give KG a bit of a break. He also had a niggle coming into the World Cup, so I think the medical team will assess that. And look at Gerald Coetzee. He's had a sort of a tricky IPL, for South Africa to get him confident and get him up and running and giving him game time would be nice. And then you can also look to maybe give Keshav Maharaj, a break and bring in Shamsi to see what Shamo can do on the surfaces, and just to get him ready for potentially playing now in the Caribbean. But yeah, I think that all depends on the conditions. South Africa, I think, wouldn't like to change too much, on their winning formula. They want to keep this momentum going. They want to keep guys, sort of in that mindset of getting game time, ticking the boxes, because the Super 8 is going to happen fast. It's going to be a crunch time. So give your players as much time as possible. Get them confident, and I think that's the way they'll line up.
Let's talk about the opponents, because this is quite an occasion for Nepal, a side who don't often get to rub shoulders with the biggest teams in the world. Perhaps only a handful of games they've played against India and Pakistan in the past. Their fans have been quite the sight, be it in Dallas or even in Florida, where they didn't even get a game to watch.
Yeah.
But now a chance for the players to go out there and perform against a top quality side.
It's a fantastic opportunity for them to play against a quality team. South Africa. It's also nice for them to measure and see where they at. They've done really well in past sort of years to qualify and be at the stage and play at World Cups. I was involved with Pakistan, and we played against Nepal in the Asia Cup, and they're guys that play an exciting brand of cricket. They look to take the game on. They play fearless cricket. So that's going to be another nice test for the South African bowlers. A batting lineup potentially top order that will look to score, look to take them on. But I just think at the end of the day, the intensity that South Africa will bring, the back-to-back wave of pressures with bat and ball, will just be slightly too much for the Nepal team.
Yeah, and that could be quite a challenge for a side that's not got to play in what will be 10 days by the time they take the field, because Nepal played against Netherlands in Dallas. That was a long time ago. Then they couldn't get a ball in Florida against Sri Lanka. Thank you so much, Morkel, for setting up that game for us.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से।
Watch